Yeah, this video is a bit different from the other videos of mine, but the other day I was watching a video from Motion XP and he mentions a book called Steal Like an Artist by Austin Killian, and out of curiosity and how unique the book looked, I read it, and although it was a short book, I finished it. I've never finished a book in my life. Even if you're someone who don't read books like me, this book is really valuable and easy to read. If you're an editor or a motion graphics designer or anything related to art really, I think you have to read this book. Unlike other books, this book is crafted in a way that you can easily be able to understand, from panels in the book that are simple to understand to aesthetically pleasing doodles. And you don't have to buy the book physically unless you want to, of course, but there are a lot of ways you can get it online, so like just download it. So now I'm gonna tell you my favorite parts of the book, where I think I found the most value in based on my own experience as an editor. So the reason this book even exists is to point out that no matter what art you see, it's never the original, meaning it's a remix or a match of something that already exists. Every art has an inspiration or similarity from other arts. But this is the line that stood me out in the book though. Sometimes you discover your method before discovering the source. This is very true because I experienced it myself. Years ago when I started editing AMVs, I usually don't stick to a style, so I experimented a lot. One time I had an idea of making intense anime scenes like fights or where anime characters is very in a gory state with aggressive shakes and with really red color correction. Sort of a really dark and edgy look. You see where this is going. That style was already a thing, but back then I didn't know that. I really thought I was onto something. So I made the edit, then posted it, feeling proud and thought I cooked with my quote-unquote own style. And then after a day, I got a lot of positive comments which were good, but there were like 4 people calling me a Shinsaku clone. Apparently, there was already a famous editor called Shinsaku that made the same style years before me and already evolved so far. And there's me thinking I thought I created that. So that line I said before, sometimes you discover your method before discovering the source, really had me thinking. Even things you thought were original will cease to exist without your knowledge. So you might be thinking something like,
so no matter what I do, will I never be original?
Well, that's when this book comes in, telling you the truth first, then teaching you how to actually steal like an artist and find yourself through it. So how exactly do you steal? Isn't that just gonna make your edits even more unoriginal? Well, this book tells you something, and it's really simple. Don't steal from one, steal from many. Get it? If you don't, hear me out. All of you, including me, have something in common as an editor or an artist. It's that we all have a favorite editor that inspired us to even start our journey. Let's call them heroes like the book calls them. So our heroes are usually someone who is far greater in skill, and even if you surpass them, they're special to you in a way, even if you don't admit it. But let's say you're a rookie, so you try to be like one of your heroes. Let's name your hero X. You search something on YouTube like how to edit like X. This is where you messed up. You know why it's bad? You're just gonna be a clone of X. Or if you surpassed him or he is gone, then you are the next X. So your identity will always be known as the X clone, or anyone who looks at your edit will make them remember about X, but not you. You can clearly see that in the AMV community for a while now. There are a lot of quote-unquote clones of biggest editors. Some evolve to have their own style, but not everyone. Most are just stuck. So do you really just want to be stuck like everyone else? If not, how do you fix it? How do you become unique? The main goal for you is to see what your hero sees, not do what they do. Once you see what they see, you will unlock something you never have, meaning you don't just blindly and directly copy everything from one of your heroes. Try stealing components from every hero of yours. I can assure you that your creative mind will finally open if you do that. Logically, if you combine and remix a lot of stuff and experiment, you will become better. You will learn a lot more things and finally see what your hero sees, and you will get to a point where you find yourself and become an inspiration for other people. Isn't that way more amazing than being a clone? By now you should understand how good this book can be if you actually tune in and understand it well. And that's only one of the many statements in the book. To be honest, it's not only about your creativity and how to steal like an artist. There are a lot more in the book which can help you keep going as an editor or an artist, and a lot of other benefits of your mental health and your mindset, and even tips that every professional follows that most likely you didn't know, or the common things that they do that they don't really talk about. So I really encourage you to read this book if you really want to have a vision about art as a whole. It's not really a big book either. You can finish it fast. I even finished it in one session, but of course highlight the parts that open your eyes during your reading sessions. At least that's what I do. And don't just read it just to read it. I know some of you might be thinking something like,
This guy is too serious. I just want to edit some anime or K-pop and just relax.
well, fair enough. That's what most people do, including me. But I still encourage you to read this book either way. But if you really want to get a step ahead than the average people, then this will definitely help you. Well, anyways, comment what you think about the book if you already read it. And for people who haven't, after you read it, tell me what you think. Also, let me know if you love these kind of videos. Alright then, that's about it. I'll see you in the next video. Maybe.